In my last video, we covered how to pace a Margigesic for your best possible finish. What we looked at was this chart. The top line is the speed of the pro, okay? He's going to try and go as fast as he can for the whole race, and if you get to look at a pro's file, you're going to see that he's fairly consistent. He's not making any mistakes at the start, he's not riding too hard. He's trying to keep really close to his top pace for the entire thing. I've suggested that for you to get your best finish, you have to emulate what he does at your ability level, okay? Because you do not want to start like a pro, because you will end up a lot slower at the end. You will end up like that, okay? And you will end up with a huge differential between your possible ability and finishing time and the actual finishing time you end up with, okay? Now, let's say you've been doing some training, you've done a lot of training, you bought one of my training plans, you worked with me as a coach, okay? You have improved. You've done more training than you've ever done, you feel real good, you're ready to take on the Margie. Maybe you've done the Margie before, maybe you've finished the Margie before, and now you're ready to go faster, okay? There's one vital thing here that you have to remember. The pro. Your ideal pacing last time. The goal to keep that differential as small as possible so that you do not die off at the end. And how did you do that? You did not start at pro speed, okay? So you need to be looking at how much have I improved? Have I improved so much that I now am a pro? Because if you are, you start at pro speed. But if you're not, don't start at pro speed. If you're not a pro, if you've improved, I don't know, 5%, 10%, that's a really good return on a year's training. That's now your goal, okay? Because I promise you, if you think you can now start like a pro when you're not a pro, just because you've done the best training of your entire life for a whole year, this is what happens. You completely crash and burn, okay? So the same principles always apply for pacing. It doesn't matter how good you get, they always apply. They apply to the pro. If the pro starts at XCO pace, what happens? He ends up down there somewhere, or he doesn't even finish because he gets his mate to pick him up here, because he's not even in the race anymore, and the pro wants to win, okay? People who want to buckle, who are just below buckle pace, they need to ride just below buckle pace and then see if they can pick it up at the end, okay? If you start on buckle pace from the beginning and you're not a buckle pace athlete, you will crash and burn. You might hold buckle pace, this is what usually happens, they hold buckle pace to here and then they lose an hour or they lose half an hour or whatever. Well, I was on buckle pace, but then my stomach started hurting. It's got nothing to do with your nutrition, it's got nothing to do with anything else apart from your pacing usually. If you ride above your ability, you pay for it somewhere on that course. Always. There's no exceptions. Okay? So work out how much have I improved? How close to the pro am I? And then start an appropriate speed.